Hi all, welcome back to the channel. We're back here in the Buick. We're going to try to attempt to replace the stock stereo with an aftermarket one. So we're going to have to start by removing it. If you come over here, you see I started pulling the trim out. So this just pulls out. You go all the way across with it. Pull this piece right out. Next, we have to get the vents out. I believe they just pull right out. Might be hard with just one hand. Let me work on that and I'll get back to you. Alright. What I did is I put the bone tool in there, slide it in, and just pull out, and it'll come right out the vents. 1, 2, and we'll get this one out. Just in case. All right, back on the driver's side, we have to pull this piece off too. Should just pops right out, pretty easy. Again, we'll have to take this vent out too. It's the easiest with one hand. But you just put the bone tool in, with the other hand hold it, pry it out. And then we got a bunch of torque screws we have to take out. You'll see them. There's some in the vents. Right here. Down here. There's a couple in the glove box. And then we'll pull this dash out. Let me get to that and I'll come back to you guys. Alright, we're back. As you can see, those are all the Torx 15 screws that I pulled out. There's 19 altogether. Good thing is they're all the same size. You don't gotta worry about where they go. You do have to take the door of the glove compartment off, and you're gonna find 4 in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Get yourself, because the driver won't fit. Just pull those out and then just give it a nice yank and it'll pull right out. You shouldn't have to force anything. If you're forcing the trim to come off, that means you probably forgot a screw somewhere. As you can see, this one's still kind of tight, so we're going to take a look at that, see what we forgot, if we forgot anything, and then I'll go over the locations over all where we took off all the screws. So let me work on this. You can see it's still tight. Something's binding somewhere, but I'm not going to force it and break it. So I'll get back to you. All right. I hope you can see that. I just did a little bit of wiggling. I believe it's these two. They get kind of stuck up in the dash. So I just wiggled it back and forth. And it pulls right out. Yeah. All this glue or whatever it is getting stuck behind. Not quite sure what that's for, but it is what it is at this point. You can see this. Maybe we'll get this back on somehow. Not quite sure. It's just like a... We'll force that, we'll get that back in. But that's the dash off, or the dash panel. Now we're gonna work on the stereo. Looks like the stereo's pretty straightforward. Looks like it's 1, 2, 3, and it should pull right out. T15 again. let me get these out and I'll get right back to you guys. All right, in order to get the stereo completely out, you have to remove the control panel for the climate control out of the way. It's just 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. No need to unplug it. Just push it out of the way, because under here, if you look under, you'll see 1, 2 screws that have to come out in order to get the stereo out. So there's 1, 2, 3, 5 altogether. Just pull it out. Should just slide out right now, and it does. Just unplug your connectors in the back, and we'll go and get the new one, the aftermarket one in. Alright, this is what it looks like with the dash kit installed. You're just going to have to reuse the stock brackets that come off the factory stereo. It's just this one metal piece on the top, one metal piece on the bottom. It's pretty straightforward to swap them over. I put all 5 screws back in, including the 2 at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's in there pretty solid. Put the climate control module back in with the 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. And then work your way getting the dash back on. I'll go over some of the screw locations. So it's like 1, 2. There's a screw in the vent. There's one right there, there. So you can see them all. Wherever there's like a brass fitting, up there, down here, by the steering wheel, there's 2 up top here, right there, inside the vent. So that's pretty much it. Make sure you get the right wiring harness. You will need a GM antenna adapter. This won't fit into that won't fit into the aftermarket stereo. So make sure you have that on hand. I'll put links what dash kit I used and what wiring harness I used. The plugs off the back of the stock are in 3 separate. So it's 1, 2, 3. This one controls the front speakers. That's the power. The blue one controls the rear speakers. They'll just all clip in to the aftermarket wiring harness. Just connect it to the stereo. It's usually the colors just match themselves, but if not, read the instructions. It'll tell you what's what. But I got pretty lucky, all the colors matched. Alright, here I finally got the antenna adapter. This is what it looks like. It just plugs into the stock one. See if you can see it back there. And then simply just plug it into the back of the stereo right there. Alright, here's the finished product. Came out pretty nice. It's pretty straightforward. I hope this video helps somebody out, and I'll see you next time. Take care.